Howdy YouTube. So, if you've seen a previous video, you'll know that I got a free trailer. Well, here it is. Again, it's a free motorcycle trailer, hauls 3 motorcycles. So, if you saw that video, you'll know that I'm going to build a flatbed for it. Turn it into a little utility trailer to haul my tractor and some garbage and brush and whatever else I get my hands into, until I can get a real utility trailer, a bigger one, or get my truck running instead of having to use the Blazer, which that's on the list too, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to turn this into a utility trailer. So first thing we're going to do is talk about the design. Now, these 3 ramps, there's a latch on all of them. They tilt. Now, with no brace in the back, and I just, for support, one design was going to remove all 3 ramps and just build a deck for it. I don't trust wood to hold that much weight in the back going down these Pennsylvania roads. Second option was turn it into a tilt bed, remove the center one. Still, I don't like the gap in the back being held with wood. And also, it would be a little bit more time consuming, I think, and more of a pain in the butt to return this to a single or 3 bike trailer, because I'd have to remove and install that every time I wanted to switch them. So, no tilt trailer. We're going to use ramps. I got a set of ramps. But we're going to just make a flatbed for it that will be U-bolted to each of these 3 channels and will be easily removable for the use of the motorcycle trailer as intended. So all you gotta do is pop some U-bolts, rip the deck off, go have fun with dirt bikes, come back, put the bed back on it, and go do work. So what we're gonna do first here is, what size are these? I don't remember. Okay, there's her. They are 4.5-inch inner diameter rails. So I'm going to shove 4x4s in each of the 3 rails. We're going to center the center one up with 3/8 plywood to keep it center on the rail in the channel there, and then we're going to space these other 2 outer ones as close to 48 inches as I can get wide, because the plan is put those 3 in there, brace it up, do some cross members with 2x4s, and just to keep it square and to add some strength. And then I'm going to buy a sheet of plywood, lay on top, just a 4x8 sheet of plywood, trim it, call her good. Then I'll work on putting sides on it eventually. Whenever I get around to doing that, I'll video it. But yeah, that's probably just going to be either plywood or probably plywood. I was thinking 2x12s or 1x12s, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably plywood. But let's start with the rails. Alright, so as you can see, the front of these are angled. You know, that's where you rest the front tire of your bike. So I took my 4x4, slid it in, measured the gap at the top here. It was 1 7/8 inches, if I remember correctly. Then I drew lines, cut it. So you have an angle up front that'll rest nicely against the angled channel. So that's the center one. I'm going to do 2 more off camera for the other 2. But before I do that, I want to center this center one up. In the channel. So we have about a 3/4 inch gap. It's like probably 7/8, but you don't want it too snug because I want to remove it. So I cut some 3/8 plywood, 3.5 by 6, I think, pieces, and we're gonna sandwich them probably right not all the way to the front. So center it up. Probably a foot or two from the front, a foot or two from the back, just to keep the center one centered in the rail. That way the whole thing will be centered on the trailer. At least that's my thinking anyway. And then we'll put the 4x4s in the outer ones, and we'll square those up with a diagonal and straight across 2x4s to 48 inches, or as close as I can get with the rails. I should be able to get right on 48 if I remember correctly. But yeah, so we'll flip that over and we'll nail our plywood pieces on. Okie dokie, so that center one's in there. I guess I could have used 1/2 inch plywood. Been a little bit more tighter, but it's fine. It'll do its job anyway. But yeah, so two there, sandwiched on each side of the 4x4 with 5 1-inch roofing nails on each one. So 20 nails total. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut these 2 4x4s for the outside. Okie dokie. There's our other 2 boards in there. Backs aren't even. I think I'm just going to cut the outer 2 and leave it overhang. Center one was 1 inch and 7/8. The passenger side was 2 inches even, and this side was 2 1/4. So gap at the top. So I cut them so they're mounted flush to the front piece of channel. So I've been paged inside the house for something, so I will come back to this whenever that's done, if there's daylight. Next order of business is squaring it up, bracing it. So we'll get some 2x4s, set her up to 48 inches, and yeah, get a couple braces on there. Then I think that's it. I'm just going to throw a ratchet strap over top, hold her down, and we're going to go to Home Depot, get a sheet of plywood, come back in, continue. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's 2 days later, I think. Got the front and rear cross braces, cross members, cut and installed yesterday. Just squared them up 3 inches from the front and then centered them up in the center one. Did the same on the back, except I overhung the back one and put a one on the back perpendicular to it, make a nice little bumper, a little bit stronger in the back. So did that. I got hardware yesterday, strapped this onto the trailer, and then I went and picked up some 2x4s and a sheet of plywood for the deck. Again, this is cheap, but I'm not doing it nice all out. It's gonna be a cheap, ugly trailer, I think, but it'll look nice and work okay, so it'll work. But anyway, next order of business, I have 2x4s. I bought 5 of them. Two of them are going to be used for cross members. I'm going to cut them in half. They're not pressure treated. Because I wasn't paying $15 a 2x4. These were $6 for the cheap ones, which is garbage. But, yeah, I remember those were like $3. But anyway, so I'm going to cut two of them in half. That'll give me 4 more cross members. I'm going to do some math and try to figure out how far to space them. And then we'll lay them out, screw them down, and then I got 3 more 2x4s to fill in the gaps, just so it's all level for my plywood to sit on. And we'll slap the plywood on and go from there. Bolt her down. Then this part, I guess, of the trailer build will be done. We'll spruce it up later. I'll put sides on it, another video, and then another video we'll go through it, slap a fresh coat of paint on it that's not covered in moss and mildew, and rewire it to my liking. Add some more lights so it's a little bit more visible, and color good. But yeah, so let's get measuring. Okie dokie. It's all cross-membered and braced and whatnot. You might ask, Adam, is that overkill? You're damn straight it's overkill, but she'll hold what I want it to hold. And it'll work. Plus, with it being removable, you want it to be a little bit stronger. So, plus I'm hard on stuff. So that's another thing that needs to be taken into consideration. But, next order of business, slap that plywood on there and screw that down. So here we go. Okie dokie, so got the deck on it, as you can see. Getting a little carried away, but I stopped. Next order of business is bolting it down. I seem to have lost a bolt somewhere. So for right now it's only getting 5, but 5 should do it. A 1/2 inch by 7 inch carriage bolts, and we're just gonna 2 on the outside ones, 1 on the inside one for now. Front and center. Up front here, like so. So I'll get to that and we'll get her bolted down and I'll show you. Alrighty, so I bolted it down, and it does not tilt with the it kind of does, but it doesn't want to. It's because there's different geometry for that center one. Like I thought, I didn't think it would tilt, but anyway, it's bolted down, and as you can see, my ramps fit perfectly, and tractor fits very nicely. I need to get I have a drop hitch. I have the wrong ball on it, so I need to get a new ball and swap from the straight tri-ball to the drop 2-inch drop, and that should even it out. I think it'll be good enough for who it's for. That tire there needs air in it, and other side's fine. But besides that, this phase of the trailer build is done. So what I'm going to be doing in the future is actually going through it, maintain the bearings, probably paint it. I need to add more lights so it's visible, and tidy up garbage like this, because that's how the trailer came, I'm sure, and that's how it is now. But I don't like all that out in the open. I'm gonna put boxes on it, and that's when I get a welder. But I'll put boxes on it. Maybe you mount the license plate up top instead of down below. I don't know yet. Add some more lights. Rewire it so it's nice and tucked away. As for the deck, I'm going to add sides to it and a front and back. Probably, I'm not sure. I'm thinking either plywood or 1x6, 8, 10s. I don't know. gotta take some measurements. We'll figure it out. But some tie downs, which I'm gonna do off camera here later. I think there's a 6-pack, so I'll put 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 2 kind of centered, and that should be good for now. But as it sits, this phase is over. I'm going to use it. It'll be usable. So stick around for more videos on this and other stuff. But you can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, both K30Crazy. In the meantime, and as I end all my videos, stay crazy and have a good one, people.